What's going on, everybody? So we are back once again. Like the title said, we're gonna do something a little different today. So me and my buddy Jeremy were on Facebook earlier today, and there was a bunch of like different tier lists and stuff like that. You know, like greatest animes of all time, greatest wrestling events of all time, things like that. And the one thing that stuck out was greatest Power Rangers of all time. So the greatest Ranger list of all time. And for me as a diehard Power Rangers fan, it had the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Zeo and Turbo at the way bottom of the list. So I can't do that, right? So me and my buddy Jeremy, he's on the Discord right now. Um, you know, so we're gonna be switching over once I get everything connected, right? Uh, we're gonna be doing that. So bear with me real quick. All right. So, like I said, I'm being joined by my buddy Jeremy. Him and myself make up 2/3 of the Zeonizer podcast, and if you guys haven't already followed us on YouTube, it's a Power Ranger, Super Sentai nerd level podcast that we talk about anything and everything in the nerd universe. So make sure you guys check us out on YouTube and everything. But me and him have seen way too many tier lists that just suck all the way around, and we understand it's their opinion and everything. That's how they feel, all that stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
No issues. However, the one issue we run into is you put the original Mighty Morphin, Zeo, and Turbo all the way at the end. Like, that's not right.
That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, super disrespectful. So what we're gonna be doing when we start off this, stream and everything, before we jump into Borderlands 3, we want to get the fun part and stuff. So we're gonna be making our own tier list, right? So this is two, just not just one, but two diehard Power Rangers fans, Super Sentai fans who have watched every series, back to back multiple times. We know what we're talking about. Again, our opinion, it's based on. Let me adjust this camera. This way. Okay. It's our opinion. Okay. So don't feel like, oh, that's bullshit, whatever. Look, it's our opinion. It's just the way we feel about it. But at the same time, we just can't let, we just can't let this shit go. Okay. So
you can't be disrespected that way. No, hell no.
No, can't do it. So, with that being said, now you guys can see what I see, and you guys can see me. The different seasons. So again, if you've never seen, Power Ranger series, they have all of them. Mighty Morphin, first 3 seasons. Alien Ranger, even though that was a short season. Zeo, Turbo, In Space, Lost Galaxy, etc. You can see them all there. Okay, so we're gonna go in order. Season 1, Mighty Morphin. Pros and cons.
Yep. Wow. I don't have any cons because, like I said, I grew up watching Mighty Morphin from season 1 all the way to season 3.
Okay.
The only con I have would probably be season 1 and season 2. Not lackluster, probably the best thing ever. Season 3, I didn't really care much for because, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that where they become kids again and they go back in time?
Yes, that's where it got introduced for Alien Ranger.
Okay. I didn't like the Alien Rangers.
Okay.
I felt that, I'm getting off. Okay, that's next tier. But Mighty Morphin, I don't have any cons. Season 3 was just disappointing because I found the kids to be severely annoying.
Okay.
And they go back to the Wild West. That was kind of cool, I will admit.
Okay.
But yeah, I have season 1 and season 2 be my top S.
Okay. So season 1, season 2, that's S tier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And then
Yep.
would you agree season 3 is still pretty good, like pretty great, top tier, but because of the transition from them being teenagers to children's, that would not make it necessarily S tier, but that would be like a B tier. Like it wasn't
I'll make it
like
B.
it wasn't like perfect, you know, but it was still pretty good to watch. But that little hiccup is what kind of made it drop a little bit. Would you agree that's
Yeah,
B tier? Yeah.
I would agree.
Okay, B
Yep.
tier. All right. So next up, Alien Ranger.
Oh God, the Sentai was good.
Okay.
The Sentai was phenomenal. I didn't really like the entire thing of them being aliens.
Right.
Kaku, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kaku Ranger, correct?
I believe
The
so.
Sentai.
Yeah, yeah. I believe so.
Now, if this was Sentai, this would be S rating.
Okay.
Phenomenal. The whole them being, I would put them as B because
B.
yes, the whole them kind of they were awesome. They were able to have a telepathic kind of like brain kind of connection to
Mm-hmm.
the Shogun Zords that they had and all. That was kind of cool, but
Yeah.
the fact that they had to be near water was kind of annoying. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they got their ass kicked more times than fucking the space crew did. So yeah, I would have to go with B tier.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. My only hiccup with Alien Ranger, because it started out as Mighty Morphin season 4, um,
Yeah,
but it did become its own season later on in the series. However, like you said, the Alien Rangers have to having to constantly go to the water just to recuperate their cells and stuff like that. It did kind of put a hinder because if they were mid battle and then they started losing their strength and everything, it's not like
yeah,
the regular Rangers. They can just teleport to the power chamber and or the command center and just call it a day at that. It's now these guys have
right,
to travel to an area where it's not just regular water; it has to be fresh water. It's not like they can easily teleport to an ocean and call it a day. It has to be fresh
right.
water. So, and then if you ever watched the episodes, they actually had to, I believe, I forget the monster's name, but he actually tried to blow up the Alien Ranger ship to where they couldn't transport back and forth between Aquitar and Earth.
Yep.
So, yeah, B tier. I respect it. Power Ranger Zeo.
Oh, A all the way around A.
Okay.
I'm not A S.
Okay.
I'm not going to lower lower Zeo anything lower than an S. It's going to be F. But that don't really have a con. Um,
Mhm.
I could have feel like they could have been more with Machine Empire.
Mhm.
Yeah. Of course, they got bombed by Rita and Zed. They could have gone away a little bit more smoothly than that.
True.
Um, Other than that, I have no cons besides that. All my pros is got to see OG Austin St. John come back as the Sixth Ranger.
Yep.
See how it felt to be Jason David Frank as the Sixth Ranger for Mighty Morphin.
Okay.
So Zeo, no doubt, S tier.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Greatest top tier for sure. I mean, you had them discover the Zeo crystals when the power chamber exploded at the end of Alien Ranger when they fully transitioned back to adults. Um.
Mm-hmm.
Just awesome. Some of the storyline was a little bit iffy, but nonetheless, it was still pretty decent. Um. Now you also had King Mondo make a return. and that was pretty cool. You also, like you said, got to see Austin St. John reprise his role as a Power Ranger. Um, which before that, if you've read the comics, then you know that he, came back as being, a Mega Ranger, Omega Red. So that one, he was Red Mighty Morphin, Omega Red, and then now Gold Zeo. So that was pretty cool. It did suck to see Billy no longer be a ranger. Um, that was
Yeah,
pretty
that's
bad.
good stuff.
That kind of sucked, but I mean, the whole King for a Day episode, that was pretty dope. The fact that they didn't
Yeah.
really end the series, they left it on a cliffhanger on what was gonna happen
Yeah.
to Jason. You know,
Yep.
so that was pretty
I mean,
cool.
it was kind of cool. Another pro I want to say it's kind of cool that back. Okay, we grew up in the Saban era,
Yep.
not the Disney era, the Saban. So we didn't have the forums. We didn't get to go on the internet and see the kind of gossip and rumors. We created our own. So there were so many rumors. Who was the Gold Zeo? We thought it was Skull. We thought it was Billy. Billy was the biggest one.
Oh yeah.
And we thought it was a lot of people, and then we would never thought in a million years it was going to be Jefferson. I mean, Austin St. John, ever. And then where it shows that Tommy, and it shows a mysterious character in a trench coat and a do rag. Why? I have no idea. We knew right away. Hey, that's Jason. Hell yeah, hell yeah. And
Yep.
then the Gold Zeo Ranger pronounced his powers onto Jason,
Mhm.
Trade Triforia, and then right there, I think until King for a Day, until he got his ass kicked by Tommy second time. So,
Oh yeah.
bro, say that probably my favorite Sixth Ranger, other than the Green Ranger himself, outside of Mighty Morphin,
Yeah.
Gold Zeo. So Zeo will remain S tier
Yep.
until the end of time.
Yep. All right. Next up, Power Rangers Turbo.
Oh, Turbo, you gotta be very careful with. Are we talking season 1 Turbo or season 2 Turbo?
It's just
There are two
Turbo.
different seasons.
The entirety.
The Turbo.
From episode 1 to episode
The
52, season 1 and 2. I'm
I
gonna
gotta
let you
go.
go. I have my personal reservations about this. So I believe that it's
Uh,
a C tier. It's mid card, and I'll give you my
I was
reasons
just
why.
gonna say that. I
So
was just gonna say C tier.
like, it was good. Season 1, dope.
Yeah.
Okay, it was cool. We got to see Tommy reprise another, lead role and everything. Did it get a little bit stale? Yes, it did. But still, Megazords were cool. Storyline was cool. You actually got to introduce a child actor, Blake Foster,
Yep.
and you actually got to see him morph from child to adult into his adult ranger form, which that's
Which
the first.
actually, which actually here now, for those of you listening who are Ranger fans,
Yeah.
the only reason why we say child actor is because Saban, I think it's Saban. Like, you know what? Was it Die Ranger? Was it Die Ranger? Correct.
Yes.
When they introduced the child White Ranger, which by the way, he knocked it out of the
Mhm.
park.
Oh yeah.
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Great season. Try to do the same thing with Turbo. If if they only kept Rocky
Mhm.
as a Turbo Blue, it would be maybe a B. But the fact that they introduced a child, and this child was cringy as hell, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, couldn't take him seriously half the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have to go with C. As soon as if it was the same cast as Turbo, or
Mhm.
not Turbo, yeah, Turbo, as Zeo,
Yep.
it would be a B. But since they had so many cast changes, it went to C pretty fast.
Yeah. So the way I see it, right? So I disagree with you on that on Blake Forrester part, and here's why. Rocky has red, Mighty Morphin red. Okay, he was still number 2 because Tommy took over as leader. Zeo Ranger 3 blue. He was the Blue Ranger, third person in charge, technically last person in charge, because even, you know, Tanya and Kat were more in charge than he was. So he was kind of like more of a background character, comedy character. So in the Turbo movie, when he got injured, that kind of did surprise me that they were basically writing him off.
Yeah.
And then introducing Blake Forrester. And now that I'm remembering it, it wasn't Die Ranger, it was O Ranger from the Super Sentai because
You sure?
yeah, dude, because when they introduced the Gold Ranger and O Ranger, he was a kid. Technically he was an alien, but he was a kid. So it was O Ranger, and then Die Ranger is when he was a human, actual child.
Yeah, you're right.
That, you know, basically from start to finish. So, O Ranger introduced it. Die Ranger actually perfected it, and then, you know, Turbo actually adapted it. So, I was cool with that.
Yeah.
The issue that I had was that the movie was more exciting than season 1 of Turbo.
This is true.
And I say that because you had the new powers introduced before this TV season, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You had Blake Forrester or Foster introduced before the TV season again, which is fine. The only issue I had was that you had the top evil mind of the Power Ranger universe, Malagor, or whatever his name is,
Yes.
Malivor or whatever it is. Yeah, Malagor. Married Divatox, a sea witch, just so that way she can establish her persona as a queen of evil. So you mean to tell me that the top person that everybody is afraid of is marrying a sea witch? How does that work?
Well, it's funny because when I watched Turbo as a kid, I was excited that Malagor was going to be a villain potentially into the season because he was huge. He almost towered over the Turbo Megazord damn near.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever the movie ended, and then a few months later, we got Turbo the season,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw Divatox. I said, hey, why is she here? Where's Malagor at?
Yeah.
So I really feel they kind of missed the opportunity
Yep.
with Malagor. And then we saw Malagor again in space, but he's Dark Spectre.
Yep.
So yeah, Turbo, and not only that, just so cringy. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I don't hate TJ. I prefer, and we're going to get to this season after this one, which is Space. I prefer TJ as Space Blue more than I did Turbo Red. I say that because he was in the shadow of Tommy as Red Turbo.
That part.
And we've seen it. We've seen it many times. Anyone who takes the role of the leader, they're always in the shadow of the former leader. They don't shine with their true colors and shine with true leadership until they take their own color role. Like take Rocky, for instance, when Rocky was red. When Rocky became Zeo Blue, he outshined. I mean, he kicked ass as Zeo Blue.
Yep.
So whenever TJ took the reins as Turbo Red, there were so many cringy lines, like the episode where he told the monster he was going to toss his salad. Like, seriously. I mean, I missed that as a kid. I didn't understand the reference. So I got adults, and I sit down and watching it. I spit my beer out so fast. Like, what did he say? And then it's just so cringy, so cringy. I always tell people there's 2 seasons of Turbo. We got the OG crew. We got what the hell? We got the pre-space crew. That's what I see it as, the pre-space Pirate of Space Turbo crew.
Yep.
So Turbo will always have a tier. It's tier C.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not good. It's average.
Yeah. All right. Next up, In Space. What you think, and then I'll give you my response.
Ooh. Ooh,
This
okay.
this one's a toughie.
Space. Yes. I don't want to give it a good tier or a bad tier. I'm gonna say tier B.
B. Okay, why?
That's okay. Good story.
Okay.
Brother loses brother sister gets kidnapped. Corolla gets kidnapped. He looks all over the galaxy for her.
Okay.
He's the only ranger besides his friend who is in some cryo sleep, whatever.
Yep.
Annoying ass motherfucker, by the way. Anyway,
Hockey, that's for sure.
just yes, cocky. But the story, I love the story.
Yep.
The fact that Turbo, like I said, pre-space crew, Turbo blasts off into outer space on a shuttle. Okay, I forgot the reason why. And then they come across the actual Megazord,
Mm-hmm.
and the Space Rangers were born.
Mm-hmm.
I think this had the drama, this had the action, and also the first time ever a battleizer was introduced on space.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, space. I forgot the name though, but he was buff as hell. Like he went to the gym, was stuck there for a whole year. Okay,
Andros?
wings and everything. Um, but I would have to give this a B
Okay.
because it was good. It was good on the drama. It was good on the action. But there were so many plot holes.
Mm-hmm.
So many. Okay, like Ecliptor, for instance. Also a good villain. A
Mm-hmm.
good a good right hand man.
Okay.
A lot went unexplored. A lot was not talked about, like the Sentai version was.
Right.
And I would have to go with a B because it was outstanding acting. You could see in the characters' faces that this was a legit thing, and it was like watching a soap opera, damn near for me.
Mm-hmm.
Action was good. The Megazord sequences was good. The fact that new Megazords were introduced, like the shuttle one, I forgot the Voyager Megazord, which, wow, chef kiss. Um,
True.
but the only con that I have here, like I said, is the plot holes, and just I hate to say it, crappy crossover. Crappy, especially with Nick's mutation of all fucking turtle Nick's mutation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see it as a C tier. And the reason for
Okay.
that is because you had Zane as good as um, the actor who played Zane. Cocky, cringy. As much as I love Andros, Andros was cringy every chance he got. Dude didn't know about French fries and ketchup being from an alien planet KO-35.
What do you expect? He's an alien, man. He's not an Earthling.
But here's the issue, right? It's that he says that KO-35 has a lot of the similar things that Earth does. The only difference is that KO-35 tends to have a lot of people born with supernatural abilities. So he knew what French fries was. He knew what ketchup was. He just didn't realize that they go together, and that's the key ingredient.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You remember that episode where he was out on a date or so-called date with Ashley?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, and they're
Yeah.
at one lady's house, one lady's uh place who takes over for Ernie.
Yeah.
Okay, that episode. Okay, now love the battleizer, dope. Okay, you got basically the same crew minus Blake Forrester from Turbo to In Space. Cool, dope. The only thing keeping it from being a severe low card tier is the fact of you had Adam Park, Johnny Young Bosch come back in space
Yeah.
to tutor and mentor uh Carlos in space, the in space Black Ranger. Okay. And the fact that Adam didn't use Zeo or Turbo's powers, he used the Mighty Morphin Black. Mastodon coin, destroyed Mastodon coin. All right, cool. The fact that they had a Psycho Ranger adaptation, cool. Again, the next gen from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for this type of crossover was just it was just bad.
Cringe.
Okay, let's just be honest with it. Like it was just terrible. All right. And for me, that's why I feel like it's a C. I mean, we can put it as B, but I feel like it's C just because there's too much cringe on it, and it takes, in my opinion, if you're a Red Ranger, and I get it, you're an outcast and all of that, but if you're a Red Ranger, it shouldn't take you 50 episodes to A, open up your personality, and B, overcome the trauma of your sister, who gets kidnapped twice, by the way.
That's true.
First, when they were kids, and second, when Andros actually and Corone break the whatever barrier, whatever, and she starts remembering and everything, and then Ecliptor basically kidnaps Corone. At this time, it's adult napped Corone and takes her back and puts that mental chip on her.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Like you could have killed it. You could have killed it there. Andros reunites with his sister. She become whether or not they introduced the whole, excuse me, whether or not they introduced the whole thing of being a Purple Ranger and in space. Hey, that's besides the point. You could have had Ecliptor take over as the main villain in this storyline at this point.
Let's agree to disagree on this one because let's say this. I said space being a B.
Okay.
For one reason. Okay. That reason is Corone being a villain, brainwashed to believe in that the Rangers are evil and she's doing this for the good of mankind and good for space or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But she comes back to be Pink Lost Galaxy. So technically, if you think about it, she's still in space era, but she's in Lost Galaxy as the new Pink Ranger. That's the only reason why I gave space a B. Because that part of that series, even though she was evil, she became good again.
Mm-hmm.
She made up for her mistakes and her transgressions to that particular team to become a Pink Galaxy Ranger. That's the only reason. One of the reasons why I put space as a B.
Okay. You know what? And I can respect that. So, sake of argument, right? We'll put it at B. Okay. You got a good point on that one. The Lost Galaxy. What tier are we putting in?
B.
B?
Yeah, B.
Okay.
I say that because the Lost Galaxy is good. I mean, it kind of had that Excalibur kind of feel to it, where 5 swords stuck in stone. Those who release the stones will be saviors of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. And the fact that they used the Stormship Trooper armor and weapons, that was awesome in itself. Let's say another thing. They had a lot of powers, the Orion powers, and the fact that I think it was Leo or no, Mike was Magna Defender, so I'm thinking it was Leo. Was it Leo? So Leo takes on the little brother. Originally, Mike was the one who pulled the saber, and he passed it on to his brother because he fell in a crevice.
Yep.
So the entire series, Leo was fighting with the fact that I'm not a leader. My brother's a leader, and he fights for it. He fights with it, and finally he finds his leadership abilities. And then Mike comes back as the defender.
Yep.
But kind of possessed body, so to speak. And then yes, we do have the current Pink Ranger, Kendricks, the actor. If you're a super fan, you know the fact that the actress who played Kendricks was going through cancer, and sadly they had to write her off so she can go and get healthy and get cancer free. Thus, Corone comes in, takes the role of
Mm-hmm.
Galaxy Pink, and her attitude changed the entire team. I mean, Kendrick's kind of felt like stiff, not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Open and social. But when Corone came back, she made up for any mistakes she made in space,
Mm-hmm.
and she was able to become a team member and a very kick-ass Pink Ranger at that.
True.
So I gotta give Galaxy B. The only con I have with it was it kind of was like away from the topic and then back to the topic and then away again. It was like a tidal wave of make your fucking mind up.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta go put Galaxy with B.
Okay. And I agree with you on B, and here's my reason why. So let me put it on B before. So you start the you know the season off as if it's a version of Starship Troopers. They're going to
Mhm.
some planet, battling some monster, whatever. Okay, that
Yeah.
planet turns out to be Miranoi, and then I forget the dude's name, one of the main villains, or at least the henchman. Puts
Yeah.
his after the Rangers pull the sabers out. Okay, puts his own saber into the ground on Miranoi. Everybody turns to stone. Essentially, everybody temporarily dies. Right.
Yeah.
Then you have Mike die like 5 minutes into that episode. Right.
Yeah.
And then you know Magna Defender comes back. Trakina's father gets killed. Kendricks gets killed. And then at the end, the spirit of Magna Defender dies to give Mike full control of the Magna Defender powers. And then, at the
Mhm.
very end, Leo sacrifices himself. He survives, but sacrifices himself with the Battleizer, which was too fucking bulky, by the way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, to defeat Chokina, who is now OP'd as fuck and just terrorizing every fucking buddy. Okay, that's the reason why I put it up. It's good. It's not horrible. It's pretty good, but if they didn't have so much death, I think that was the first um, Power Ranger series that was that dark.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's a B tier. It would have been C, but the fact that they brought back Corone and they did bring back a couple of episodes of the Psycho Rangers, which did lead to Kendrick's death, which is why Corone came back. And you also had Ashley, or not Ashley, damn, I can't think of her name. The In Space Pink Ranger did come back
Yeah.
for an episode. Andros did.
Kendricks.
Yeah, Kendricks.
Yeah.
Is it? No, In Space? That's like
No.
Scout.
Oh, Corone. Corone.
No. In Space Pink, bro.
Oh, Cassie.
Cassie, there you go. You had Cassie come back. You had Andros come back. You know, so you had the previous season come back, do a cameo on this season. So it was it was pretty good, especially with the whole Psycho Rangers. Psycho Pink survived, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Now
pretty good.
I will say the reason why it's B and not C is because it was the first time we watched any Power Ranger die.
Yeah, that's true.
I tell you, I cried my ass off. I mean, I know it was a show, but usually watching Power Rangers get sparks fly when they get hit, and not them actually dying. To watch her ghost, still this day haunts me. Still this day, watching Kendrick's spirit ascend while she's holding the Quasar saber to her chest. Oh my God, goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it is a B. It is a B.
Mm-hmm.
It is a season that I think it's a season that a lot of people like to go to because it introduced a lot of new things
Yeah.
to Power Rangers, including that there is death in the Power Ranger universe.
True.
Kind of like once and always, we see death everywhere. So
Yep.
yeah, speed. So I believe what's after Lost Galaxy? Light speed, right?
Yeah, Lightspeed.
Okay. You go first on this one because I know where this is going to be at.
I put it at D tier.
You read my mind.
So, and the reason, here's my explanation for it. Okay, this is the first season that we've had series, Power Ranger series that we had that had not just the Red Ranger have a battleizer, but you had other members of the team have a battleizer. So in this season, Blue and Green had a battleizer. However,
Yeah.
this is also the first time that there was a sixth Ranger that was not a Super Sentai adaptation. The Titanium Ranger was an American adaptation that was added to give the season, that sixth Ranger ability. Okay. He went from being stone cold, dangerous, evil, kicking ass and taking names,
Yep.
to a damn puppy.
Is it the Titanium Ranger?
Yes. Okay. It turned out that
Oh,
he was the main mentor's son and the Pink Ranger's brother, Diabolical, who, took his kid, basically, Diabolical sold his, or sorry, Captain Mitchell sold his soul, made a deal with the devil, quote unquote, Diabolical, and, had to save his daughter, sacrificed his son, type of thing. Because of it, Brian, aka the Titanium Ranger, was raised in evil. Whoop de fucking do. Okay. Um Here, so that's not just that problem. Okay. The Megazords were dope. Lightspeed Megazord, Super Lightspeed Megazord, hell even the Titanium Megazord. Dope as hell. First time we actually seen, I think, 3, maybe 4 variations of Megazords in one season.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. First time we've ever seen that in one season. Okay. So that was cool. However, storylines messed, like, just all over the place. You mean to tell me they're fighting demons and all of that, and they're gonna go through hell and all of that? Okay, fine. Cool. And then you mean to tell me that the most powerful person in the world, the most powerful demon they have, is only powerful because of the fact that he has a red star on his chest? So they take that power from him and give it to a demon baby who instantly grows into an adult human, kills his own mother. She fights back, kills him, harnesses his power, and then becomes reborn in an entire episode. This is towards the season finale and stuff. And then you have the Green Ranger of Lightspeed always hitting on the main technician for the team, trying to go out on a date, and then they end up falling in love, which in actuality they actually are married in real life. Kudos to them. Yeah, to me it was just all over the place. All over the fucking place. I mean, the Lost Galaxy cameo, dope. But man, just fucking all over the place, man.
All right, I'm gonna give you mine.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it an F.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm gonna give it an F for one reason why you named most of them.
Okay.
But for me, no one knows this. I told David and I told Jerry this. The
Okay.
only two guys that know. Growing up, I had a good friend of mine I went to high school with. Sadly, he passed away last year. May he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
But he moved in with us because his dad, was a firefighter, and he didn't come home one night. Building fell right on top of him as he was trying to exit the building. So he moved in with us at the age of 7 years old. He was my age,
Mm-hmm.
and we were both Power Ranger. We were both Power Ranger fans. And whenever Lightspeed Rescue would come on, and I was so happy, so excited to watch it. Anytime I hear the theme song, he see the fire truck, he started.
Yeah.
Kid had a lot of PTSD. Anytime we would walk anywhere, hear a firefighter, a fire truck, he would start holding his ears, get on his knees, and start crying. And
I remember
that
that.
took away a lot from away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime Lightspeed Rescue would come on and he was playing in the room with me, I would turn it off. To be honest, I didn't finish watching Lightspeed Rescue. I got to episode 4. I didn't get to see the battleizers that the other 3 Rangers got, the Megazords, none of that, because to me, I couldn't watch it, and still to this day, I can't watch it because his cries are like imbued into my brain.
Okay.
Sadly, he did pass away from drug overdose last year.
Man.
But yeah, it remains an F for me because it's
Okay.
painful memory. So that's why.
Now, would you agree to? Sorry, I'm eating a fucking Oreo right now.
That's okay. I'm drinking beer right now.
Would you agree to put it at E?
Okay.
So I have it at D.
You know what?
You have it at F. Would you agree to go to E?
You know what? Let's compromise here. Let's compromise because let's save F for Crap Force.
True.
Yes, I'll go with an E.
Okay. That was a good Oreo. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, let's drop that to E.
Oreo sound pretty good right now.
Dude, it was the golden Oreos.
Bro, I hate you. I always want to get a gold Oreo and take some food paint or something and put the kanji symbol on one.
I mean, you can if you want. All right, next up, Time
Okay.
Force.
Yo. I'm gonna go with C. I was not big on the whole time travel thing. I was not big on the whole romance thing between Jen and what's his dude's face.
Hey, give me a second. I gotta use the restroom real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna.
Okay, go ahead.
Give me a second.
Welcome back, sweetheart.
Ah, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we are on Time Force, correct?
Time Force.
Yeah, I didn't care much for Time Force. If I'm being honest here, I didn't really care much for it because felt like it was too much like Back to the Future almost.
Okay.
Don't care for anything time related other than Back to the Future.
Okay.
I was too fucking confused. I really was.
Okay.
And that doesn't take very much for me, so I have to go with C.
C. And is it just because of the fact that you got confused, or is there another reason?
Yeah, I may catch some hate for this. I didn't care much for the villain at all. I felt that they were trying a little too hard with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, C.
Okay. Okay. All right, now. I like Time Force, however, and I know that they were going based off of the Super Sentai.
Yeah.
You know, and then I believe the Super
Sentai.
I believe the Super Sentai had, a double Red Ranger, because this is the first season we've ever had, a double Red Ranger, and to me, it was one of those things where it didn't make sense because when it came to battleizers, the Quantum Ranger had a better battleizer than the actual Time Force Red.
Yep.
Like, it's one thing to have a better Zord. That's different, right? Six Rangers always gonna have a better Zord.
Yeah.
But to have and also a Battleizer that's better than your main leader, to me that wasn't too good. Still love all the actors, you know, Jason Font,
He
fucking
had the Q. Was it the Q T-Rex Zord?
yeah, the T-Rex Zord,
Yeah,
two T-Rex,
that was kind of that was kind of legit.
Brontosaurus.
That was kind of awesome. Yeah, I gotta admit,
I actually had the Morpher as a kid.
I hate you.
Love you too, sweet cheeks.
Yeah, thank you. They're sweet.
So, I had the Morpher as a kid. I had the Megazord as a kid, but my younger brother broke it, and we never got another one. So, which had I known at that time how valuable this shit was, I would have kept it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I lost out on that. But correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Time Force had also a cameo?
Think
From
about that one.
Lightspeed?
Yeah, yeah, they did.
Huh. Yeah, see, I can't even remember that much from Time Force. So you said C? Is that what you said?
Full episode. So what?
I said you said it was you gave it a C?
I gave it a C.
Okay. I agree. It was either gonna be a C or D, so C works. Alright, Wild Force. Speak your piece.
Ooh, bro, Wild Force, my man. Okay, before the whole accusations and before the actor Cole murdered his roommate, before this shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, dude, I like Merrick. I really do. I like Zenaku, but
Mm-hmm.
if you would, okay, I'm gonna say this: if you would give me the top three anti-hero type of villains,
Mm-hmm.
it would always be Korag and Merrick, Zenaku, top two, easy. Um, it was cool they went back to like the wild age, kind of like not like the dinosaurs, but the creatures that they had, the creatures. I can't talk.
The orcs.
Just yeah, yeah, all the Zords that it had, just the fact that they were encased in that marble,
Okay.
and and it was so funny the fact that Merrick's there was a whole Biller thing going on that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Force, the story was incredible.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it was incredible. I gotta go with B.
I would have went A. And here's my
We have
entire
an A.
argument.
Okay, okay. Wait. We have an A. That was
Yes.
an S B. Okay,
No, it's
no.
S A
Okay.
B C D E and F.
I rescind my B. I put it on A. Never mind. I thought we didn't have an A.
Yeah, we had an A.
It's gonna be on A. I take it, put it on A.
All right. You want to know why I put mine on A?
Why?
Two reasons. One, Forever Red. It's the only argument I need.
That's right. It happened during Wild Force. That's
Yep.
correct.
Forever Red. Only argument I ever need.
Probably the greatest crossover ever.
Yep. Two, the Battleizer for the Wild Force Red was the Phoenix.
Yes.
Now that is my favorite mystical creature, is the Phoenix. You rise and fall, and you are reborn in the ashes. Had it in Harry Potter, had it in Wild Force, okay? Had it in Mystic Force, loved it. Only thing that didn't make it quite to S tier is because of the fact that you had Zanaku aka Merrick. You know, their version of an evil ranger. You know, transition again, basically going from a pit bull to a chihuahua. That's really it. Okay, at least with Tommy, when Tommy was evil ranger, he went from pit bull to pit bull. Because even still, as a
he managed to keep that ferocity.
Yeah, so especially when he was no longer the Green Ranger and he was the White Ranger, still kicked ass.
Mm-hmm.
Did not matter.
Yes.
So for
You
me,
are right.
going from Pitbull to Chihuahua was kind of a downfall. So,
Yes.
and especially they should have kept that damn dagger that the Zanaku had. Okay, you mean to tell me that
God, yes.
you couldn't keep the, you know, the dagger that he had, and it went to a pool cue? Come on now. You were just basically
that crest. That's what you hear, that crescent like blade.
Yeah, that was dope. That was a big thing that
Yes.
they messed up on. So, for me,
Oh yeah.
A tier. If they kept Zanaku's blade and Merrick was able to use it, S tier all day long. Just based off of the fact that it's forever red. But
yes.
A tier. All right, next up, Ninja Storm.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Ninja Storm is one of those seasons where you like it, but you don't want to hate it.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first time we've seen a team of 3 Rangers. Dino Thunder being the second. I have to give this an A. More or less because, first off, rest in peace to the Ninja Storm Red Ranger,
Yep.
first and
Cool.
foremost. Yeah, Puo, rest in peace to him. Died young, but he was an awesome Red Ranger.
Oh, hands down.
Yes, I give it an A because I like the whole Ninja Academy that, and the fact that the mentor got turned into a fucking hamster. That was hilarious. Um, it was cool, and it was also kind of cool as well. I was afraid that they were going to add any more Rangers because I didn't know Super Sentai was a thing until Jungle Fury. Sadly, okay, and then I went back to watch them all. But whenever I watched Ninja Storm,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of scared that, oh, well, this should be 3 Rangers, and then the Thunder Rangers would start off as evil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, kicked ass like almost every time they were on screen.
Yep.
And you're right. Whenever they became part of the good guys, they sucked.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, they didn't suck. But still, when they introduced Cam as the green, like samurai ranger,
Oof. Beautiful transition episode.
Beautiful,
Mwah.
beautiful. Yeah, chef kiss that motherfucker. I haven't seen a Green Ranger take it to the next level since Tommy. All right. And the fact that he was able to transform by taking his dragon shit off and switching his helmet around, bro, that took it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was standing up, I was, rooting Cam on the entire time. Not to mention, his sword was badass.
Oh,
And
the
his
katana.
sword was badass.
Yep.
Yes, his sword was badass. If Cam, I know because he paired in the Sentai, but I'm just saying if they didn't bring it over from the Sentai to the American adaptation, it would be a C. But since Cam, I believe Cam carried this the entire way,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think they had a crossover. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think so.
No.
I have to give. They didn't.
No.
Or am I thinking Sentai? I'm thinking
No.
Sentai.
You're thinking Sentai, but
Okay.
they did make a crossover in another series that came after.
Okay. I would put Ninja Storm at a B.
Okay.
It being the first. Was it the? This was the first Disney era.
I don't know.
I believe
No.
so because Wild Force was Saban.
Wild Force was Saban. No, because Dino Thunder was the last Saban. because that's when it switched over to Disney. Because that's when, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, but that's when Tommy Oliver got kidnapped, or Doctor Oliver got kidnapped, and did the legacy of the Power Rangers up until that point. That was all Saban.
Yeah, I think you're correct. But I have to give it a B.
Okay, so I give it an A, and here's why. You had the three delinquents. Okay, you had Pool,
Yes.
you had, or I forget the dude's actual name. Um, you had Dustin, and then you had Tori. Okay.
Yeah.
All three delinquents at Samurai Academy. You had Dustin, who was the comic book Ranger nerd, right?
Yeah.
Who had to show the other two actually had a morph. Again, read superhero comics and Power Ranger comics. So you have that. Thunder Rangers, right? Switching from good to evil. Beautiful storyline. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Didn't end in two
Yes.
episodes. Carried halfway through the season, right? Beautiful. Cam, beautiful. Okay. The one issue that I did have was that this was the first time that we had a Ranger series come up with many different versions of the Megazord. Okay. You had Cam constantly trying to improve the main Ninja Storm Megazord, right? And so you had like a B version, you had, oh my god, you had so many different versions. Plus, not only the Thunder Megazord, you had Cam's Megazord, you had the Ninja Megazord, so all three would become the ultimate, Megazord. Plus, you had a guitar, an electric guitar that only Cam could use to summon a Megazord that shoots out the other Megazords because they come out in little spheres to the the enemies, and then have that Megazord combine with the rest of these Megazords. So you had well over a good, I want to say, about 10 combinations of a Megazord in one season. And that was just fucking a lot to digest. Okay. Storylines were good. The way that they, kind of portrayed, because of the fact that, you know, the Rangers mentor, Sensei and Lothor were twins, right? Again,
Oh yeah.
he had made one into a hamster, and then one as Lothor to kind of use the screen time because you can't be at two places at once. Again,
Yep.
cool. They used some of the Sentai footage, well, most of the Sentai footage. The Battleizer episode was good and everything. Kind of weird how they had it though, as in like, Scarla is an alien and then gives Pua his Battleizer energy, to transform and all that because of this shark dude, bounty hunter, whatever he is. Um, Everything down to the detail, very good or damn near perfect. However, the only issue was I guess the henchmen. They were more of a comedy relief than actual henchmen.
They kind of felt like the Bulk and Skull. The Bulk and Skull were like henchmen.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I didn't like. At least with the other Ranger series, if they're comedy relief, they're comedy relief. Okay, fine, but you don't have a main henchman as a comedy relief.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. Not to mention, the beach episode where you have one of the I forget the name of the enemies that they constantly fight. I don't know. But as is wearing a bikini, the Blue Ranger's bikini. Like, out of all things you could have done, you had to go there. You know? Like, again, comedy relief. So it's not quite S tier. I think it's A. You think it's B. Where are we gonna go with this?
One condition.
Mhm.
When Jungle Fury comes, you agree with me whenever I give this rating.
Okay.
I will agree. But when Jungle Fury comes, I'm giving it the highest one. So I will agree with you on A.
Okay. Dino Thunder is next.
Ooh, Dino Thunder. To be honest, I wasn't expecting JDF to be appearing in this one.
Neither did
Whenever I
I.
saw him as Dr. Oliver, I was like, oh, cool, new mentor. When I first saw him, I knew he was going to be a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think he was going to be Dino Thunder Black. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen him green, white, red. He looks damn good in black. I'm telling you.
Facts.
Damn good. And he kicked ass in the entire season. Tremendous ass. Like he was always, he never spent most of his time rolling on the ground like the other Rangers did. He was always on his feet fighting 100% of the time. I enjoyed it until we got Trent. Now, you want to talk about evil Rangers? Trent is up there with the evil Green Ranger. I say that because dude was nonstop, showed no mercy, did not pause, did not wait, came an inch of a hair of destroying the Power Rangers. Very close. And his arrows, he draws the arrows in the air, they all hit the Rangers, and he saw all the Rangers fall to the knees. And
Yep.
Bro,
that was good stuff.
Yeah, it was good stuff. And not only that, but the Zords and the fact that when they morphed, you saw their helmets roar as they morph. The visual effects of that superseded all the exceeded all the Rangers before them. And it was just so awesome, so epic. They didn't need 6 Rangers, 7 Rangers, 15 Rangers.
Nope.
Just them. And the Zords were just really beautiful. I'm giving Dino Thunder S.
I agree with you. Down to the minute detail, dude. It was perfect. Hands down, perfect. I mean, you had the episode where we just talked about a little bit earlier. Tommy Oliver getting kidnapped. Go over the history of the entire Power Rangers from season 1 of Mighty Morphin all up until now. Up until then. Beautiful. Trent, evil, White Ranger. Beautiful. Right? Tommy Oliver. I just assumed he was going to be a mentor. Came back as a Ranger. Beautiful. Okay. Storylines, character development. Beautiful. The fact that they introduced new enemies because Ethan, got stuck in a video game and they pulled him out and out came the new enemies. Beautiful. Okay. Was it a little weird that the Yellow Ranger was trying to be a pop star? Sure, but technically you can say the same about Amy Jo Johnson. Just saying.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Okay. Beautiful. Down to the minute detail. One of the best, which is why it's S tier. Okay. There's nothing else to and then you had the crossover with Ninja Storm. Beautiful.
Exactly. That was oh my god. Besides Forever Red, that's number 2 best crossovers right now. It's just wonderful. So we agree Dino Thunder is an S rating. So what's the next one on us?
SPD.
Emergency. No, I'm just okay.
You know where I rank this.
Bro.
You know exactly where I rank this. We've talked about it
I have
over
to
and
say,
over and over again.
SPD. Oh, Space Patrol Delta. Kick ass theme song. Not gonna lie, man.
Yes.
Um, I will say the only Power Ranger that I found to be severely annoying was Omega Ranger.
And
I did
Bridge.
not like the whole. Yeah, and now Cat Ranger was fucking sweet looking. But probably my favorite mentor Ranger, other than Tommy,
Doggy Kruger.
Doggy Kruger, Shadow Ranger. His saber, probably the most clean looking sword in the entire franchise.
Yep.
Uh, a great swordsman, had the backstory of a sci-fi fiction movie. His whole
Beautiful.
planet gets taken over by Kruger, not Kruger.
Grum.
What's his name? Grum. Gets his whole planet taken over. Gets his wife. His wife gets kidnapped. He's trying to save his wife. He refuses to pick up a sword. He to make an oath that he'll never pick up a sword again. And then he sees his team being decimated.
Mm-hmm.
And he does what every hero and every warrior does. He picks that sword up and he continues to fight. Bro, story all around perfect. It's like grilling that steak, that medium rare
Oh,
steak, and put it on the plate with a nice good cold beer. Bro, S rating all around.
I don't even need to argue with you. You already know exactly where I do it. S tier. Doggy Kruger. Background. Perfect. All the Rangers had a different backstory episode to prolong their character, to open up the personalities. Perfect. Okay.
Yes.
You had Omega Ranger
Not
who got a backstory because, the Yellow Ranger saved him as a child and he wanted to join SPD. Perfect. Okay. The whole Doggy Kruger Six Ranger transformation episode. Perfect. You had the crossover with Dino Thunder. Perfect. You had, Jack trying
you
to.
had cross. You had. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but you also had. Here's the thing. Sky's daddy was a Time Force Ranger. That right
True.
there, we saw the picture of him and his dad as the red Time Force Ranger.
True.
Now we got that, and we got the fact that Megazord. I forgot the name of the Megazord, but that awesome kind of Max Payne slow motion dive as he's shooting. Oh my god, that was a cherry on the cake.
Yep. You had the different levels of
Just
Megazords.
wonderful.
Perfect. You had the SPD
Yes.
Megazord. Perfect. Omega Ranger Megazord. Perfect. Swap Megazord. Perfect. You had the actual command center transform into a Megazord. Perfect. Hands down. Perfect all the way around. You even went as far as Grum going back in time to bring a samurai to the future to destroy the Rangers. Samurai wanted no part of that. Didn't believe him. You had Jack do a sword fight, and Doggy Kruger train Jack in the art of swordsmanship. Come on now, dude. Just I can go all day. Okay. S tier.
We'll stop you there.
Perfect.
We'll stop you there. Okay. Because it had, like I said, I think Jack, wasn't it Jack a thief before he became the SPD Ranger?
Him and Z, the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, good all around. Um, I just didn't really. The only thing that doesn't sit right, I mean, and the Shadow Ranger, the story, not to mention we got SWAT mode, probably the most just crazy power up since the Lights of Orion. Um, and the fact that they started off as the B squad and then
Yep.
they became the A squad, the only A squad after that shit. Which was actually kind of cool. I put it also on the S when we saw B squad with the Space Ranger helmets. Dude, that was so fucking hilarious as hell. Um, but S rating, oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
If anybody, this would be the series I would point to any new Ranger fan that does not want to watch Mighty Morphin. Understandable. Watch this one.
Facts.
So we got SPD. We got SPD glorified as an S rank. Which one's next?
Mystic Force.
Oh my god. You know where I'm going with this one.
Do it.
Mystic Force is underrated. Highly. It doesn't get enough love.
No, it doesn't.
I see more people give SPD, Dino Thunder, Lightspeed, Time Force more love. Mystic Force and story was gripping. I was on the edge of my seat every episode. The fact that Nick, his motorcycle breaks down in Briarwood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does not know this location, but he feels deja vu. He feels like he knows this place, and he goes into the woods, and then finds the Ice Queen. Forgot her name.
Udana.
Damn. Udana. Finds Udana. By the way, rest in peace.
Yep.
And then becomes the Mystic Red Ranger. Oh my god! And, okay, I grew up pagan, so I grew up around witchcraft and magic and whatnot. So, first ever Power Rangers to use magic.
True.
And the morphers. I love Harry Potter too. The morphers look just like wands. That was the awesome part right there. Fact that we saw another evil ranger in Korag, badass all around.
Yep.
I would imagine would kick Merrick, and I hate to say it, would kick the evil green Power Rangers ass. Had a shield, had a sword, the whole shield sword combo. Had his own Zor. He turned into a what do you call it? I can't think of it. Half man, half horse kind of thing.
Minotaur.
Yeah, Minotaur. No, not Minotaur.
Half man, half horse is a Minotaur.
What's that called? No, that's bull. Half man, half bull. I may be wrong, but anyway,
you are,
magic,
but okay.
Centaur. I think Centaur. But anyway, and the fact that we got to see father versus son. I'm not going to. If you've never seen this before, I'm not going to spoil any spoilers. But there is. David knows what I'm talking about. There's a part where we had Red Korag versus Korag Nick. That fight scene, holy shit! Between the two of them, back and forth into time, back and forth other places. It was just awesome. Red Korag versus purple black Korag Nick. Just the master. His presence felt the entire season. I'm S rank. I'm going S.
Okay. I agree.
I have to say, my favorite battleizer, the Red Dragonfire Ranger. Favorite battleizer ever.
S rank. Here we go. Operation Overdrive.
Oh gosh.
You know we had to get to
I'm gonna go
him.
with C.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with C.
I agree.
It was good. It was good. It was also bad.
Yeah.
Fuck Andrew Hartford. Shitty mentor. Should not be a mentor. The butler felt more like a mentor than an actual side character. This is basically Disney's. Okay, if you think about it, I told David and our buddy J3D this. If you think about it, Andrew and Mac is basically Geppetto and Pinocchio.
Yep.
Think about it. Mac, I'm going to spoil this because Operation Overdrive, I didn't really care much for. It was one of those, okay, kind of seasons. Mac is an android. Okay, we actually see his head decapitated, and you can see all the inner workings and wires. Yes, it was cool to see Tyzon, the whole Mercury Ranger. It was kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Wasn't Tyzon an alien or something?
Yes, he was a Mercury Ranger. He was able to melt in Mercury. The only thing I liked about Operation Overdrive was the Fear Cats. Only reason why I liked Operation Overdrive. Just great villains. The Fear Cats I like the Voltor and whatever the Frost guy is. I didn't like those two brothers. Um, if anything, they got on my nerves each and every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Megazords. The Megazord was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It was sweet looking.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt that there was more. The fact that they had abilities as well, kind of like SPD did almost. The fact that each one of them had abilities, like, okay, if you give them abilities, well, then why give them Power Ranger powers? You know, when they hardly use it, they hardly used them, just here and there, every few episodes or not. I felt that the fight sequence were kind of watered down a bit, even though they did use Sentai footage. Megazord battles were kind of like wonky. I didn't care much for them. I just thought the writing was just lazy. It was not there half the time. So I gotta go with C.
Okay. I agree with you. To me, it was kind of like lazy writing, but also it was one of those things where it was like the only thing, in my opinion, that saved it was the once a Ranger episode. That was it.
Right. Yeah. I forgot to mention that we got to see Adam and all the former Rangers. Oh yeah, and I'm going back. Whenever I say this,
Mm-hmm.
when people had asked why we give SPDS, major reason, and and yeah, uh, David's going to know why.
Mm-hmm.
We gave it an S because the whole dream that Boom had would be an orange Power Ranger. Okay, hilarious. Uh,
Yes, it was.
so Operation Overdrive, we got to see Once a Ranger, always Once a Ranger. Um, Seeing Adam rock the black Mighty Morphin and that power axe part when he shook the ground, bro, give me goosebumps. So I would be honest when I say this: if that crossover never happened, it would be a D.
Oh, easily. So D rank
So
for
yeah,
sure.
yep. Oh,
Um, Jungle Fury.
Jungle Fury didn't get enough love, just like Mystic Force. I'm going with an A.
Okay.
Uh, Probably because it had that same Ninja Storm feel. You know, they were at the Claw Force Academy, kind of like the Ninja Storm was.
Mm-hmm.
Start off with 3. Uh, the only thing I didn't like with it was the whole Daishi shit,
Mm-hmm.
and we've agreed on this many
Yep.
times. I didn't agree with the whole Daishi thing. I felt that the other villains, I forgot their name. Shoot, it's like 12, like 9, 10, 13, something like that. Uh, I can't remember the name, but Jungle Fury, we got to see the Spirit Rangers, the shark, the elephant, the bat.
Yeah.
Seeing them was kind of awesome. The Rhino Ranger and also RJ, probably the funniest mentors ever. I mean, dude's so laid back, so carefree. You never think in a million years he was a martial artist. You never think that he was a Power Ranger. And I'm correct me if I'm wrong, the first ever Purple Ranger.
Yep.
And the fact that he didn't use no weapon, he had his fists, his elbows, his knees, and that was his weapon. And that was kind of cool. I mean, he didn't have to rely on a blade or a blaster. I mean, he just used his own appendages as weapons. The Jungle Force Megazord, the Jungle Pride Megazord, epic, awesome. And the fact that, oh my God, their Jungle Master Mode, their stripes were freaking jets, man, jets. That was cool as hell. So I'm gonna go with Jungle Fury as an A.
Okay. I respect it, and I agree. If they didn't have what's his name, take over the body of Jared. Daishi take over the body of Jared. I felt like it could have been better, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
But I
Oh
do
yeah.
agree.
And the fact, I mean, if the Daishi, if the character of Daishi was more 100% didn't give a shit and wasn't merciful always and didn't show his human side, he actually took it over something that was 100% pure evil, it'll be an S.
Oh yeah.
All right,
So,
so what we got next?
Power Rangers RPM.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll let you do this one first.
So, wasn't a big fan of this. I feel it's D tier on the sole purpose. So, it was post apocalyptic. Cool. Right? They did acknowledge this is the first uh, Power Ranger series or season that actually accepted, or not accepted, acknowledged the Super Sentai.
Yeah.
And the way I mean that is that there was an episode halfway through the season where they have to go to this abandoned uh, town or whatever, and they have to take a van that has the Super Sentai's name on it, and it was the
Yeah.
legitimate original Super Sentai version of this this season. Okay,
Yeah.
first Ranger series to acknowledge the Google eyes, the anime eyes on the Megazords, the explosions in the background. First, Power Ranger season to acknowledge the um, to do the behind the scenes and all that. Cool. Wasn't a big fan of Ziggy. I'm being straight up honest. Ziggy could have done without. The
The
reason why,
weakest ranger ever.
exactly. The reason why I say that, you had the Scottish Ranger, that was also your mechanic, but also your comedy relief. You had your Black Ranger, that was half android, and was pretty serious at times, but did point out the obvious. Your Red Ranger, had his own trauma. They did do backstories on all the Rangers and stuff. You had the Vengex virus, that was a robotic AI that took over the world, just basically destroyed the world. Okay, cool. It gives me Mad Max vibes because of how it starts. They are on a desolate planet. The only safe haven is Corinth, city of Corinth, and it's underneath a dome, and you can only be there for safety. Okay, everything outside is all distillation, mechanic robots and evildoers roaming the planet and all of that. Okay, that's basically, and then they introduce um, Shania 7 as the
Yeah.
animatronic assassin and all that stuff, right? Who turns out to be the Black Ranger's sister, who was blind,
Mm-hmm.
got kidnapped. Have we heard this story before? Got kidnapped,
Yeah. Yeah.
was made to do evil things, reprogrammed to do evil things, got kidnapped 3 separate times. It's basically in
Yeah.
space, but on Earth.
All of it. Yeah.
Come on now, they could have did better. But this was Disney,
I agree with
so
you.
I felt like this was Mad Max, Disney, and DC with how dark it was all put together. That season could have been a lot better. So I put it at D, but I don't know how you feel about it.
You took the words out of my mouth. Everything I was going to say, you basically covered for me. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The whole they were in a post-apocalyptic and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of Mad Max. That was kind of cool. they just went around the wrong way.
Yeah.
You just said everything I was going to say anyway. So yeah.
Plus, not to mention, this is one of the only seasons to not have a battleizer for the Red Ranger.
Not only that, but the fact that the Gold and Silver Ranger were complete and utter goofballs, like dodo brains.
Yeah.
Didn't make no sense. The Morphin sequence was shit. The visual effects I thought was shit. The Megazord was clunky, and just as almost as clunky as the Thunder Megazord. But Thunder Megazord, great all around. I mean, it didn't make no sense.
Yeah.
So I have to agree with David and give it a D.
Yeah. All right. Now into the fun ones. The Disney switching to Hasbro.
Fuck my life.
So, Samurai. Where are we putting it?
Rita's Dumpster.
Rita's Dumpster. F tier. We'll rename F tier Rita's Dumpster.
And but God, okay. Oh my God.
Rita's Dumpster.
Oh.
Okay. Samurai.
I'm just gonna come out and say I only got half done, and I just got burnt out and just stopped.
Mm-hmm. So
I do understand that Jaden did get replaced with this Lauren.
Yep, that was Super Samurai, not Samurai.
Super Samurai. Okay.
Or this is just Samurai.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Now.
Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that their swords were family heirlooms. I thought that was tight.
Yep.
But that was it. And that was it.
Yeah.
The Megazords, shit. I mean, the combination of these Megazords made no sense. I'm just getting a headache. That's why it's Rita's Dumpster, because with my migraine, my headaches are at.
Now, we spoke on this, during our podcast episode, which you guys can watch on YouTube. If you guys search up Zeonizer podcast, it's episode 5. Who's the worst Power Ranger villain? He's one of my worst. The Master in this, the main villain in Super Samurai, is the worst. Here's why. This dude gets drunk every day to relieve his headaches. That's it.
Sounds like me.
Doesn't battle the Rangers until the very end. Has to be sealed away by the Red Ranger. Has to create evil deeds to create fear, and that fear rises the lake that the Master is in. Okay? The ship until it's able to reach the reality, right? The real world, essentially. Okay? And Jaden, who's the Red Ranger, has to practice this seal to get enough power to seal him away. Again, this is Super Samurai, but it crosses between both. Alright? This Master has to get drunk every day by his henchman, who is Octoroo, because he always says, ooh, ah, ooh. Okay, octopus face, looks like a little Cthulhu midget. Okay, without the wings. Gives him his sake every day to relieve his headache. And all his monsters are doing is just trying to defeat the Rangers to relieve his headache. Not even to prevent him from being sealed away, to relieve the headache. Like, as an adult right now, getting drunk, yeah, I'm gonna get a freaking headache. But am I evil for it? Fuck no. Do I think myself evil for it? No. Do I punish myself because of the fact that I get drunk and I have a headache? Probably. Do I do it again? Every single day every chance I get.
You're gonna wake up with one. You're gonna wake up. If you get drunk, you're gonna feel nice and you're gonna feel wonderful, but I guarantee you wake up, you're gonna feel like dog shit.
So no, dumpster fire. Now we're
Yep.
going into Super Samurai. Now they're introducing a red female Red Ranger for a couple of episodes, and using the Super Sentai Morpher. Still dumpster fire, but I give it an E. It wasn't straight dumpster fire because they did have the Shogun mode, which was pretty dope. It was very pleasing to look at. They did, have it for all the Rangers when it was activated. Even your Gold Ranger, who was your comedy relief, by the way. And that's the only two things for me that made it at least a little better. It was still terrible. It was still trash, but a little bit better by like a
I'm gonna say,
percentage.
whenever I stopped watching Samurai halfway through, I didn't even watch Super Samurai. I was like, no, 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 I'm not falling for this crap again. And whenever I thought it couldn't get worse, I was actually looking for the next season after Samurai. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I found out Super Samurai, I almost said, you know what? I'm gonna surrender my Power Ranger fan card. I'm done. Um, and then I sat and I watched the last episode on YouTube because I heard so many people say, "Oh my God, new female Red Ranger!" I was like, "No way!" And
Mm-hmm.
she was only female Red Ranger for a couple episodes.
Yep.
And let's not confuse this being the first ever. She's first, yes, first Red female Ranger,
Yep.
but she's not a full series Red female Ranger.
Nope. We don't get that until
Okay.
Cosmic Fury.
Cosmic Fury, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, Cosmic Fury episode 7 of the Zeonizer podcast that we did, we kind of went ham on Cosmic Fury.
That we did, but it was for a good reason. So for
It was
those
good
of you
reason, yes.
watching this stream right now, and are like, "Oh, he went too hard on, Cosmic Fury," get the fuck over it. Okay.
It's going. Well, okay. Well, as soon as we get to the end of this tier list, we'll explain to you why we were harsh with Cosmic Fury. But Super Samurai, you know what? The fact that we got to see his Jaden, the female Red Ranger, Laura,
Mm-hmm.
which by the way, I will say she looked hot in that Super Samurai Red Ranger outfit. Well, I will admit,
That she
I will
does.
agree with you. I agree with you. I'll agree with you on the E.
Okay. Megaforce, aka Crap Force, not Super Megaforce, just regular Megaforce. Rita's dumpster. We don't even. Okay, look. Me and you understand why, but for the viewers, we need to tell them why. Look, I understand Gosei took over for Zordon. Gosei was Zordon's apprentice. Understood that wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
However, here's my issues with Megaforce. Okay, you had Troy, who was a new kid in town. Okay, just the storylines on Megaforce alone were just cringe at best. Okay, you still had Spike, who was Skull's son, make an appearance for Super in Megaforce. Okay, who was one of the antagonists, right, for the Rangers, right? To me, it's just a dumpster fire. Like Megaforce, the Super Sentai version, was about angels and demons, and it was good. It was still goofy, okay, but it was good. Megaforce, on the other hand, it was just bad. Like, don't get me wrong, the Megazord was dope, was cool, it was very pleasing to look at, but other than that, not even remotely close. Not even remotely close. That's why I put it in Rita's dumpster fire. What about you, Jeremy?
fact that Zeonizer was a very good safety.
Hey, speak up. We can't hear you.
1 second. The fact that Gokaiger was a damn good series, and the fact that Disney known as a Gokaiger is the Sentai version of Megaforce.
Mm-hmm.
Gokaiger made sense.
Yep.
The plot was there, the characters were there, visual was there. Megaforce, however, was not there.
Nope.
David took the words out of my mouth. Whenever Megaforce came out, I watched Megaforce, but I didn't really seem interested. So I turned and watched Gokaiger, and then, took the two shows and then compared them together. Megaforce missed a lot of good cues that Gokaiger did. Um, can't even begin to. There is no pros with Megaforce. There is no pros for me, however. So Rita's dumpster, I put Megaforce. I felt that the writing of Megaforce was lazy,
Mm-hmm.
was rushed. Because I remember before Megaforce, Power Rangers did have a kind of a hiatus for a little bit, and then when everyone
Yeah,
said the
that's
new
right.
season's coming, yeah, the new season was coming in. We're all excited. We saw Megaforce. I'm not gonna lie, I got super excited,
Mm-hmm.
and then I watched Gokaiger first,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I saw Gokaiger, I was instantly excited. I was like, "Oh, the shit's going to happen!" Megaforce. First 2 or 3 episodes, I was like, "Okay, this sucks. Maybe this
Mm-hmm.
will catch on." Episode 5, episode 6. It's like this is just dragging on. Like this, I'd rather watch Turbo in Spanish. Like honestly,
Mm-hmm.
um, I got through it, and then I was actually kind of excited it ended until the next one, which, uh, so
Yeah, that's
Megaforce
right.
we just oh
So, yeah, Megaforce, man. So, for those of you that don't
mm,
know, right, after Super Samurai, because Super Samurai didn't catch on at the end, right, they weren't sure if they were actually going to produce another Ranger series until, because before Gokaiger, you had um, Toruk Ranger, which is the trains, right? You had a couple more seasons before Gokaiger, and those weren't going to get adapted. So maybe like what 2-3 years, I think, maybe, possibly about 2-3 years passed before they came up with uh, Megaforce, right? And from there, it started, you know, uh, the Hasbro era, basically. Okay, now it's trash. Be honest.
yeah,
You can skip the entire first season of Megaforce and go straight to Super Megaforce, which, in my opinion, is D level. Not quite trash,
yeah.
but it's not quite good. Okay. Um,
The only thing that saved it to be from potential or with Rita's dumpster. The only thing that saved it was a couple things.
okay.
Was the fact that they were able to morph into classic Rangers,
Yep.
OG Rangers, and the legendary battle.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing.
Yep. And then not only were they able to transform themselves or basically essentially remorph themselves to these classic Rangers, the Power Ranger adaptations that we are ranking right now, there was an
Yeah.
episode where they actually morphed into the Super Sentais.
Yes, that was epic. That was pretty good. I will admit.
So anything Super Sentai related was actually produced in this show, which is why it's not great, but it's not terrible. You know what I mean? So it's not Reader's Dumpster Fire, but it's not quite up there.
No,
Like Overdrive was better. Time Force was
right.
better. Turbo was better. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's like a hit and miss type of episode. Like if you wanted to watch certain episodes because you're nostalgic, because of you're a big fan of Power Rangers, then there's certain episodes you can watch that I'd be like, oh crap, like I can't believe they just shifted into turbo, or shit, I can't believe that they just transformed into swap mode on from SPD. Like it's just one of those things. Okay.
Yep.
you know, and the Megazord itself was cool. The fact that you had Wild Force adaptation, you had a SPD adaptation, you had different adaptations for this. Plus, not to mention, it wasn't just the 5 core Rangers that were able to transform into these other Rangers. It was also the 6th Ranger, the Silver Ranger, that was able to transform into this. Now, his Battleizer, on the other hand, was a little stupid. Had the helmets, going all the way down of the previous Rangers and stuff, which again was an American adaptation because in the Sentai it does not do that.
Nope.
Okay. Orion, cool dude. Goofy, reminded me of Andros, but the whole purpose of why he came to Earth was because he was chasing the Armada. And he didn't want what happened to his world happen to Earth. Respect. And then the fact that he was able to transform into some of my favorite sixth Rangers, dope. Okay, so that's why we give it the rank of B. It's cool at some points.
I would recommend y'all watch Gokaijo.
Yeah.
Before Hyperforce. Gokaijo makes a lot of sense. The fact that they look like pirates.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, they're goofy as hell when they pose and they fight. They almost seem like they are pirates when they fight.
Yep.
And the fact that yes, they do change into different Rangers or different Sentai Rangers from the past.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful. It's awesome. Gokaijo. If we were rating Sentai, Gokaijo would be easily an S rating.
Shout out to Captain Marvelous. Shout out Captain Marvelous.
Sexy motherfucker. But yeah, you give it a D.
Yep.
So what's next?
Dino Charge.
Oh fuck.
I'll go first on this one. I'm gonna let you think on this one. I'm gonna go first on this one.
Okay. Go ahead.
I actually like Dino Charge. Here's the reason for it. I give it a C. Wasn't terrible. It wasn't good. It was mid card. I give it a C. Reason for it. Okay. You had your different Rangers that were, trying to figure themselves out and all that. They brought back the Dino, powers and stuff. At least in the Super Sentai version of this, of Dino Charge, you had Mighty Morphin, Dino Thunder, and Dino Charge, have a cameo together and a crossover together, which I thought was a missed opportunity on Dino Charge. But I digress on that part. Keeper, right, was an alien, came to Earth, knew about Zordon, right? So this is around the time that Zordon is on Earth and everything, gives the Dino Gems to, the dinosaurs at that time, right? On a different part of Earth or in another universe of Earth, right? But still an apprentice of Zordon. Red Ranger, serious at times, but his main point is he's trying to look for his dad. Cool.
Yeah.
The Dino Gems had to choose you. So now we're going back to Dino Thunder, where their Dino Gems had to choose its wearer. It wasn't just automatic. You had to earn the respect of these Dino Gems. Very cool. I thought it was like a nostalgic type of thing, where you had to actually earn the powers rather than just automatically have them. Yeah. I mean, truthfully, that's just really about it. That's why I give it C, at least for Dino Charge. Now, Super Dino Charge is a different story.
Okay. I'm gonna be open and I'm gonna be honest about Dino Charge. Dino Charge was 2015.
Yep.
So I wasn't in the US in 2015. I was in Ireland living with my aunt in Cork, Ireland, and she didn't have a TV.
Okay.
So I spent majority of the time on my phone or helping her at the restaurant. So I didn't get to watch Down Charge. But when I came back to the States
Mhm.
8 months later, I got on YouTube. I watched some of it. Not YouTube. Excuse me. A friend of mine had it recorded on his TV, and I watched it, and I didn't like it. I'm honest with this. I did not like it. I didn't like the
Okay.
fact that the morphers were blasters. I thought that was a stupid idea. I watched the Sentai. Didn't care for the Sentai.
Mhm.
I hate to say that because I love Sentai, but that's one of my ones I don't care for. I just didn't understand. I mean, dinos have been so okay. Dinosaurs are so overwritten,
Mhm.
and it was fine with Mighty Morphin. It was fine with Dino Thunder. Um, even Wild Force was fine. It just got old, and I only watched 2 episodes. Fear of the Red Ranger, episode 5. I think that was the episode. Episode 5 is the one I just quit. I just quit watching it altogether. Uh, so I'm not gonna be mean and give it put it in Rita's dumpster because I did give it the chance. I did like the fact that um, I think it was the Gold Ranger, correct? I think so. Um, no, there was the Gold Ranger. The Red Ranger, I like his attitude.
Okay.
I really did. That's the reason why I'm agree with you on the C.
Okay. Now, Super Dino Charge. This is where we got the rest of the team, the other 5 Rangers. So this was the first time because Jungle Fury had 8 Rangers. You had the 3 core, red, yellow, and blue, or red, yellow, and blue, and then you
Hmm.
had the Bat Ranger, Elephant Ranger, and Shark Ranger, which was 6. And then if you include Daishi and the Chameleon, his henchmen, right when they turned good, quote unquote. So you had 8 essential Rangers. Um, you know, for this. This was the first time we had anything more than 8 Rangers. So you had your core 5, your black, pink, blue, red, and green, right?
Wait, there's 10, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Dino Charge
Okay.
started off with the 5, ended up with 6, which was the Gold Ranger at the end of the series, the first season. Second season, that's when you got introduced to both Titanium, right? Which turned out to be one was the Red Ranger's father, the other one was a knight, or no, sorry, a prince. I apologize. Then another one was multicolored, which was half evil, half good, which was like a Jekyll and Hyde type of situation. And then you had a Purple Ranger, which uh, was the second time that we've ever seen a Purple Ranger, which was also their technical analyst for the team. 10 in total.
The Prince.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't watch very much Super Down Challenge. I, I watched bits and pieces here and there. I
Okay.
know the Prince was Prince Phillips. He
Yep.
was the Graphite Ranger, correct?
Yes.
So probably the first ever Graphite Ranger,
Only
ever.
Graphite Ranger.
Only Graphite Ranger.
Yep.
He was my only one I liked. Okay, I can't see colors all very well, but
Mm-hmm.
graphite, that sounds so cool. Just him saying, just it being that, which there could be more.
It's just a shinier
But
version of titanium.
yeah, altogether, I'm just so sick of the super series. Uh, Super Samurai, Super Mega Force was just calling it, just
Yeah.
being a pain in the butt as it is. Super Dino Charge. You mean you can't tell me all those Sentai adaptations that are in the adaptation lobby waiting to be adapted? You want to make a second one?
Yep.
And see, that's what I don't understand. So I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna put this as a D.
Okay. I respect that. I agree. D. Ninja Steel. We're getting close. 4 more to go. Ninja Steel.
The only thing that saved this fucking this tier abomination, that to me this would be reassumption.
Okay.
But Dimensions in Danger, so it saved this and propelled it to a C. Say that for a reason, because we got to see Tommy again.
That was
The
Super
fact
Dino
that
Charge.
no, the Master Morpher was Ninja Steel.
Master Morpher was Super Ninja Steel.
Well, fuck me, so fuck me sideways.
I don't think
You
I can
sure?
say that on Twitch. Yes, because right after the that it became Beast Morpher, and then Beast Morpher. That's when season 2 of Beast Morpher introduced Austin St. John as Mighty Morphin Red. So yeah, they brought Tommy back first before they brought back Austin St. John. So Ninja Steel season 1. I didn't like it. I did not like it. You can look it up if you want, but yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I'm okay. So, Dimensions in Danger. You sure that's Super Ninja Steel? Are you positive?
I'm 95% positive. I will look it up right now. So
I can't remember it being Ninja Steel.
okay, let's see. Look at it. What episode does the Master Morpher come out? During Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel's special 25th anniversary episode, Dimensions in Danger, the legendary Power Ranger busted out a brand new Morpher in a fight against his evil clone.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't bet money because I would have lost my money.
I don't know if y'all can see that.
Ninja Steel.
Boom.
I will openly admit that the helmets look awesome. They look like Knight Templar kind of helmet like looking. The
True.
sash was kind of cool. I just didn't like the freaking characters, man. I thought they were whiny. I thought they were, just cringe all around. I mean, their acting's subpar, yes, but
Okay. Where would you rank it?
like, oh, E.
E? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's why for me I have it on E. And then not complete dumpster fire. Because you have a little bit of backstory, right? The Red Ranger got kidnapped from the evil emperor, right? Or king, whatever the hell he is. Right? Ended up being free, shot back down to Earth, right? Assembled his team. This is also the second or third time we've had the actor who played Boom or Boomer or Boom, yeah, Boom in SPD come back as a different character, obviously, but came back and just great mentor, right? As far as season 1 goes, helmets were dope. Ow. Ow. I just felt like the morphing sequence took too long. And the morphers were too bulky.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's true.
the communicators were too bulky. Ow. And I just felt like it was just too much at that time. Because you had this giant star thing you'd put the centerpiece in, lock in, and then ninja spin, and that's it. I felt like it could have been more of a shinobi type thing, because that's exactly what they were. They were like shinobi ninjas, to where it's like they can just like, I don't know, drop a smoke bomb and boom, transform type of thing. I don't know.
It's so easy.
that's just the only thing for me. Like the storyline itself wasn't really that good. The fact that they introduced a Gold Ranger as a cowboy, that was kind of weird.
Annoying.
Especially since the cowboy had the looks of a ninja in his ranger suit, but the helmet had a cowboy hat, like a Stenson. Like
Yep.
that kind of threw it off at that point. Like I understand Homeboy's a cowboy, but that don't
He
mean
must be
nothing.
from Dallas.
Yeah, probably. So that's for me, E. Now, Super Dino Charge. I feel like it's also an E. Like the only thing.
When you say Donald Charge, you
My
mean
bad. Super Ninja Steel. I apologize. Super Ninja Steel.
uh
I feel like it's an E. It's not complete dumpster trash. The only thing that saved it was the Dimensions in Danger because you had Tommy Oliver with a whole bunch of Legacy Rangers come back for one episode. Or sorry, 2 episodes because it was a 2 episode special. Or no, it was a 1 episode special. And that's it. And you had the Legacy Morpher introduced. The Master Morpher introduced. That's it. It's other than that, crappy writing. I mean, you had the father of the Red Ranger come back. He ends up being a like Grandmaster Ninja, so he's still a Red Ranger, different colored sash. You had the mentor that they have transform into a Red Ranger, who even him different colored sash, but still a Red Ranger. So you had 3 different Red Rangers with different color sashes, different levels of ninja. Like that to me was just lazy writing. Other than Dimensions of Danger, lazy writing.
oh yeah. I have to agree with you on that one. I mean, yeah, it was good seeing Tommy, just Jason again. And the fact that he was able to take on all 5 forms of his Ranger of those Ranger forms. It was nice to see that.
Yeah,
But then again, I mean, if the team is not going to carry the MVP, then the MVP is not going to carry the team.
exactly.
So, yeah, I agree with you on that one.
So that's an E. Now you have Beast Morphers.
I'll be honest. I did not watch Beast Morphers. The only one I didn't watch, Beast Morphers.
I did. Now,
So I'm gonna let you pick for both of us. I didn't watch this one.
okay, so Beast Morphers. They link straight to the morphing grid. Okay, first time we've actually seen anybody make a representation of the morphing grid. In this season, right? And
Yeah.
they had actual like cute little animals, right? Cheetah, gorilla, jackrabbit, right? Talking
Yeah.
motorcycles, the whole nine, right? First time we've actually ever seen that. However,
Yeah.
you also had evil rangers in the form of the two. So what happened is that the Vengex virus. This is an alternate dimension where Vengex took over, right? And
Yeah.
from there, they had another dome-like city like Corinth, because they mentioned Corinth. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, to me that was just like, okay. I mean, it was just one of those things where you had to like figure out, okay, well, what the hell's going on, type of thing.
Yeah.
So for me,
I will. Yeah. I want you to decide.
I don't know. I mean, it was decent at times. It was cool. I mean, they even to fill the void because it was only 3 Rangers, right? They did have
Yeah.
to their technician who was still a child, a child genius, right? was became a ranger, and then from there, created an animatronic brother who became the fifth ranger. On top of all these other rangers that you already have, right? So this dude has no heart, you know, feels and everything, but very cocky. It's just, again, lazy writing. Not really a big fan of it. I give it D tier. Like, it was entertaining at times, and especially since there's no season, I can't like swap it to season two because technically there wasn't a season two. It was just continued on because of the specials and everything. And then you had the that special where you have Austin St. John reprise his role as Jason, the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. And then you had like other Power Rangers also show up. You had Dino Charge and Ninja Steel, all that stuff. So very cool, very entertaining, but just yeah, it was just bad. It was just horrible. Um, Last one but not least, Dino Fury. This is season 1 and 2 of Dino Fury. Since Cosmic Fury isn't out yet, which is Dino Fury season 3, by the way.
Yeah.
And if anybody who wants to argue with me, by all means, we can go back and forth in the chat, in the comments. But yeah, this is Dino Fury season 3. But yeah, so Dino Fury. What's up with Dino Fury? What you think?
No. Dino Fury. Okay. Have you ever like? I'm gonna get to it in a minute. But have you ever watched something and you're so bored that you want to watch this, but you have nothing else to do in your day, so you just watch this because you're bored. But when you're done, you remember nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Down and Fury is. I watched it. I can't tell you anything about it because I was bored with it. It's that bad. Characters were bland.
Okay.
The plot was just everywhere, all over the place.
Okay.
The villains were lackluster.
Okay.
Not to mention, I don't know if it was season 1 or season 2, but they brought Lord Zed back.
Mm-hmm.
Found out to be very piss poor writing, poor in taste. You mean you tell me you can't? You have to bring the great legendary Lord Zed back from the grave. When I say back from the grave, I mean Sir Axelrod. May the man rest in peace. Only man that can play Lord Zed.
That's Cosmic Fury, my brother. You're getting ahead of yourself.
No. Didn't Lord Zed appear in Dino Fury?
That was Goldar.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. You see what I'm talking about? I watched it, but I don't remember anything about it. All I remember is the characters. I didn't like the characters. The villains. I didn't like the villains at all.
Or no, sorry. So it wasn't Goldar. It wasn't Zed. It was a classic villain. I know that for sure. It basically looked like Lord Zed, but it wasn't Lord Zed. It was basically Lord Zed's spirit in a night, essentially.
The Void family.
Yeah, the Void Knight.
Yeah. God. I mean, the Void Knight sounds badass, sounds awesome. It's just, it's just those that moment where you want to watch something because you're bored, and then you turn it off and you start questioning your life choices. That's Dino Fury. So I would put it in Rita's dumpster. I didn't give a shit about it. I was bored because I don't want to watch it.
Okay. I'll give it to you. Let's see here.
And then where I don't charge. It's Cosmic Fury, believe it or not.
Yeah, but Cosmic Fury, since it's not out yet, we can't necessarily rank it or give it a fair ranking.
I mean, we can. I mean, we can like predict it, like a predicting rating of how it's going to go, because I can tell you how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be fair. I won't put it as Rita's dumpster because we get to see the first ever lead female full series Red Ranger.
Mhm.
Other than that, and yes, and the fact that they are using the Q Ranger Globe Morphers and they are using the Q Ranger Megazord, awesome in itself.
Very.
But do not mistake this for the Q Ranger adaptation. This is not Q Ranger.
Nope.
This is a downgraded, watered down, mutated version of Q Ranger. So if they went a entirely different direction and made this Dino Fury Season 3 but Cosmic Fury, this would be a reader structure. No question about it. But the fact that they are using the Q Ranger Megazords, the Globes, the fact that we have a full series Red Female Ranger, which is awesome in itself. I'm going with a C.
Okay. Well, if we can rank it, we would.
Fair, to start off.
But we agree. Dino Fury is what? Rita's dumpster.
Yeah, Rita's dumpster.
Okay. So that, ladies and germs, is our tier list of every single Power Ranger adaptation from the Super Sentai till now. Okay, all the way from the 1990s, from 1993 up until now. Okay.
Okay, we forgot two honorable mentions since they didn't show it. So Unworthy and Hyperforce.
True. Hyperforce, I would put that because you always had legacy characters show up. I would give that an A, and then Unworthy, I'd give that an A. So they're not on here because I can't rank them for some reason, but.
And for those of you listening who you know Hyperforce, you don't know Unworthy, it's worth everything.
Yep.
You go check out Unworthy. They just did their recent one. Well, not the new. This one. They're fair.
That's our picks as ranked tier, S tier. So you have Mighty Morphin Season 1, Mighty Morphin Season 2, Power Ranger Zeo, Power Ranger Dino Thunder, SPD, and Mystic Force. Rank A, you have Wild Force, Ninja Storm, and Jungle Fury. B, you have Mighty Morphin Season 3, Alien Rangers, In Space, Lost Galaxy. Rank C, Power Rangers Turbo, Time Force, Operation Overdrive, and Dino Charge. D, you have RPM, Super Mega Force, Super Dino Charge, and Beast Morpher. E, you have Lightspeed Rescue, Super Samurai, Ninja Steel, and then Super Ninja Steel. And then you have the worst of the worst, Rita's Dumpster. You have Samurai, Mega Force, and Dino Fury. So those are our picks for this. I mean, it's as great as it is, you know. And who knows if they magically repair Dino Fury? I mean, it'd be awesome. Or Cosmic Fury, it would probably be a B or A tier, depending on how much they do for it. So that's our tier. It took us 2 hours to rank this tier, man. On just Power Ranger series.
With a lot of thought.
So
a lot of thought and detail went into that.
That we did. So if you guys enjoy it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. This will be uploaded onto our YouTube page. And believe it or not, bro, they have like 12 different tier lists that we can make based on, colors, characters, all kinds of stuff. So definitely going to be doing a tier list, and whether it be on a podcast episode or whatever, we'll do it. But you know, we're going to be switching over to Borderlands 3, which we're already on. Why am I getting shot at?
We're being attacked by Skag, my good.
Oh, what the fuck did you do?
I'm saving your ass. Man.
Okay.